Hey, how are we? It's Tuki here and we're drawing some lanterns today. So what I'm doing to start with is I'm just drawing some shapes, just random shapes onto the canvas at the moment, all in different colours just to get me started. So they're kind of like vase shapes, a lot of them. So then after I've done that I'm going on to a different layer and I'm just going around and popping lines on and detailing up my little blobs that I've made everywhere. So this one here is just a real generic lantern to get me going. I get more and more adventurous with them as I go along, and you'll probably see that. And I actually stop myself from drawing normal lanterns as I get towards the end because I catch myself trying to get lazy and just draw bog standard lanterns. I have to slap my wrist and make weird ones instead, which are always good. I like the odd ones. Yeah, so I decided to do these lanterns because I really wanted to pretty up, you know, the end card at the end of videos. I wanted to make like a really pretty, well, not really pretty, it'll probably be just as pretty as I can do, so you know, passable. But yeah, I wanted to make it a little bit nicer because I got really inspired by, we were doing Ori and the Blind Forest we're playing through at the moment. I really like those painted, stylised backgrounds they have. I mean, it's going to look nothing like that when we're done, like it's going to look like tut compared to it. But, you know, I'll try. I want to put some lanterns in there and some foresty bits. I kind of want to make it look like a moving painting. It'll look like moving rubbish. But yes, I'm just drawing a lot of little lanterns at the moment. I'll probably just pick maybe 3 or 4, because I want to do things all on different layers. So I'm going to have the lanterns on one layer all glowing. I can't decide which I liked the most out of them. Let's have a look then. So what have we got here? Oh, I like these green ones. They're kind of like, what are they? They're like floats for water. I don't know what they are. You always see them for decorations in bathrooms. They're like floats, aren't they? I added some greenery in there because I couldn't quite decide. They looked a bit plain just as they were. I think this one here, this green one, I think is the most bog standard of all of them. Like that's the most lanterny lantern I think I do. Oh, or maybe that red one, the long, dark, rusty red. Oh, here we go, I start making some more unusual shapes this time. I started to get a little bit more weird with the shapes I plucked out. How did I get there? See, I'm not really sure what happened to this pink one. It's kind of like a Tiffany lamp, isn't it? They're like those ones where it's like a mosaic. I really like those Tiffany lamps. They're like tacky but lovely looking. They're like stained glass lamps. You'll know the ones when you see them if you don't already know of them. And then this one's kind of like a princess tower. A very extravagant princess tower that lights up. So which ones have I got here then? Oh, I like this one. This one's like a tree with a crystal lodged in it, you know, my go-to. Yeah, I like that kind of thing. Planty ones. In fact, I think I did quite well and didn't do that many leafy ones with like greenery. I think these ones here are the most greenery ones of them all. Like this one with a leaf with just a crystal sat in the middle and greenery. Oh, and this one probably counts as well. Yeah, this was an unusual one. This one's like a greenhouse lantern. Yeah, I'm not really sure where my brain went for this one. It's like a birdhouse that lights up. I think it's where all the birds go to have like a nightclub. See, I like these ones here, these pointy ones that dangle on, like these, the rusty red one next to it and that orange one, I quite like them. I like the elongated ones. What's this? Oh, and this one's made up of all different crystals. This one's a bit of an odd one. It's more like a mobile than a lantern. Oh yeah, and then I just go around erasing a little bit here and there just to pick it out. But yeah, I'm just sketching at the moment on these, so this is all just going to be sketches. Oh, see that pink one over there? That shape reminded me of a beauty blender. Like when I looked back at it, I was like, oh, that looks just like a beauty blender. That's what we got here. Ah, this one I think is one of my favourites, this yellow one here. I like the bit at the bottom there, that tusk shape. And the beauty blender lantern's quite cute too. Yeah, I love drawing lanterns, I really do. I think this was a cool way of doing it, just splotting shapes down and using that as a starting point. But oh yeah, you'll see at the end what I do is I put them all together and make them all glow together. What was it? It was the game there used to be, Legend of Mana, and there was this place that was like a Moonlight city, and it had a lantern shop in it. Oh, and you know when you play something when you're little and you imagine it in your mind, and when I played it when I was younger, I imagined it, like when I think back to it, I imagined this spectacular place filled with lanterns. But when I went to go look at the screenshot, I mean, it's a lot more subdued than I had in my head, but it's still quite pretty, but the soundtrack's beautiful, so I put a little snippet of it on the end. Because it always makes me think of like heaps of lanterns. Or that's this one here, this green one, that's where I stopped myself from doing a normal one. And I was like, no, I can't just draw a bog standard lantern, I've got to make it a bit unusual. But then I go and change it to blue because it started to look a little bit like a space invader or an alien or something, because it was a very like extraterrestrial colour. But yeah, we're doing all lanterns today, and what I'll probably do is I don't think I can really clean them up and record it because Photoshop was having lagging problems and I can't really figure that out, so I'll probably just go off and do those. But next time we'll do a lot of sketches of plants and flowers, because I'll probably need some plants and flowers to put into this. Oh, and this one's a cool, the one over here with like a lotus at the bottom with like the flower. Oh, and that kind of thing, I love that kind of Chinese knotwork, I think that stuff's beautiful. There we are, and that's them all lined up there, so thank you ever so much for sitting through this, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!